Okay, new rule. Whatever worked last time, the opposite thing is going to work this time. But it is setting it up. All right, we are live.
Awesome. Okay. Welcome to Pearls and Power in the Global Village. My name is Nazana, and tonight we have another fabulous show for you. Great lineup. My fabulous co hosts are Hassani and Paloma Phoenix. And so we're going to have a lot of fun this evening. Our next show is June 28th. July will be TBA very soon. Just waiting on one more date. So be tuning into our NGV page so you can be aware of what's happening and when. And we're glad to see you here, whether you are on live or on the replay. So we're glad, like I say, on our YouTube channel. So again, like I say, it's going to be a great show. Donations are gratefully accepted at paypal.me/Night Global Village. And we love the interaction in the chat, cheering on the wonderful dancers who work so hard to put on a great show. So we'll go ahead and turn this over to our lovely co-host. And it's great to see everyone again, and we'll see you soon.
Hello, friends. I'm Hassani, and it's going to be my pleasure to introduce our dancers for you tonight. We have something extra special tonight. The last half of our dancers are going to be dancing to some live music played by Sakura. So stick around for that for the last half of the show. Our first performer tonight is joining us by video because she's got her hands full. Paloma Phoenix has always loved to dance and has done so most of her life informally. She has had some wonderful teachers that helped her channel her love of dance into the talent that it is today. Juliana, Circe, Omega, Omaris, and others she's taken workshops from or even just gotten feedback from. She hopes you enjoy this video and send up a thought of gratitude to any teacher who has helped you along your life. Please welcome Paloma Phoenix. That was my lovely co-host, Paloma Phoenix, everyone. Also joining us by video tonight, our next dancer is Candelora. Candelora is light in your darkness. Blending her belly dance background with other dance styles and prop training, she infuses her style with grace and strength. She intertwines her light and dark sides to create a performance that will leave you spellbound. Please welcome Candelora. Paloma, would you like me to give it a try from my end? Okay, I think Paloma lost her connection. I'm going to try playing Candelora's video from my end. Hold on a minute. Let me see. Almost there. That was the lovely Candelora, everyone. And this is why we have two co-hosts and have double redundancy just in case somebody's connection goes down. My lovely co-host Paloma is back in the house, and we're ready for our next dancer. Our next dancer tonight is Abyssinia. She is the owner of Motherland Jams Belly Dance. She currently lives in the state of Arizona, where she offers fabulous belly dance classes, both off and online. So in one moment, please welcome Abyssinia. That was the lovely Abyssinia, everyone. Our next performer tonight is Anna. Anna is a belly dancer from Manti, Utah. She's originally from Ukraine, where she started her belly dance journey. She keeps learning this magnificent art form of belly dance by attending workshops and classes. Anna specializes in Egyptian, modern, and fusion dance styles. She was also the Manti team leader of the 15th annual Shimmy Mob 2025. Please welcome Anna. That was the lovely Anna, everyone. Our next dancer tonight is Neetha Raquel. She began her dance training in Atlanta, Georgia, over a decade ago. She's originally from Hampton, Virginia, and she brings a diverse dance background to her art, including hip hop, jazz, and West African dance. Neetha Raquel uniquely blends these genres to create what she terms an eclectic groove fusion belly dance experience. Please welcome Neetha Raquel.
I watch the sand off the shore, give you the world if it was mine. Blow you right to my door. Feels fine. Feels like you're mine. Feels right, so fine. I'm yours, you're mine, like paradise. I'd give you the world if it was mine. Feels fine. Feels like you're mine. I'm yours, so fine, like paradise. I watch the sand off the shore, give you the world if it was mine. Blow you right to my door. Feels fine. Feels like you're mine. Feels right, so fine. I'm yours, you're mine, like paradise. Ooh, what a life. Ooh, what a life. Ooh, what a life. Ooh, what a life.
Just hear that sound. There we are. That was the lovely Neetha Raquel, everyone. Our next dancer tonight is one of the Night in the Global Village team, and she's been co-host in the past, as well as a performer. It's the lovely Carmina. She's studied belly dance for 8 years and has served on the Night in the Global Village tech team for 2 years. She's excited to perform for you tonight, so please welcome Carmina. Oh dear, no sound.
No, we can hear your music.
Yeah, we don't have a share going on.
Oops. One moment.
Been there, done that.
Yes, indeed.
That was the lovely Carmina, everyone. For the remaining 6 dancers in our show, they're going to be accompanied by live music provided by our own Sakura, who is part of the Night in the Global team. And tonight, she is our musician du jour. So let me introduce our first dancer with live music. Suzanne is our next dancer. Suzanne says, "Here comes summer." Suzanne looks forward to lots of dancing, lots of music, lots of fishing, and lots of playing in her garden. Somehow, all balances in her world, and she hopes that dancing and music brings balance to your world as well. So please welcome Suzanne. That was the lovely Suzanne, accompanied by Sakura with some live music. Our next performer tonight is... Whoops. There we go. Our next performer tonight is Nizana. She is the organizer of the Night in the Global Village online Haflas. She's an instructor, and she is the co-organizer of Roxalbility Live Haflas. Nizana loves to improvise, and she is a staff writer for Fanus magazine. Please welcome Nizana. That was the lovely Nizana, and once again, music by Sakura. Our next performer tonight is Katya. Katya has been belly dancing since 1985. She relocated from New York to Florida in 2019, where she started dance classes in her community. She continues her studies with two amazing online instructors, Sahira of Houston and Karen Barbie of San Antonio. Katya enjoys dancing to live music and is excited to perform to the melodious music played by Sakura tonight. Many thanks to the wonderful hosts and to Nizana for providing this online hafla. Please welcome Katya. That was the lovely Katya, everyone, and of course, live music by Sakra again. Performing for us next tonight for Night in the Global Village is Susan. At age 60, Susan heard her first Middle Eastern music, and with that magical darbuka drum, wow, she was hooked. Susan had to learn to dance to this wonderful music. Now, 2 decades later, Susan is still on that same magical dance journey. She would like to give a big thank you to the organizers of the Night in the Global Village and for this opportunity to dance in their hafla. Please welcome Susan.
Thank
that was the lovely Susan with live music again by Sakura. Our next dancer tonight is Halamida. She's a teacher, troop leader, dancer, and musician of Menat Music in Crawfordville, Florida. She's the co-owner of Halamida's Oasis, a source for dance costuming and accessories. So please welcome Halamida. was the lovely Halamida dancing to music live by Sakura. Our final performer tonight is Hayati. She's one of the lovely dancers in our lineup, and she is a dance instructor, choreographer, and event producer in Buffalo, New York. She's trained in both traditional and fusion styles, and she's the founder and creative director of The Kind Killers. Hayati says many thanks to Nizana and her co-hosts for making this event possible and connecting dancers all over the world. Please welcome Hayati.
Nizana, you're muted.
Oh, it says I'm not muted. It says I'm
Oh,
on.
now we can hear you. Now we can hear you.
Okay, then let me repeat myself. That was really serious mastery of those fans, Hayati. That was beautiful. Thank you for bringing it. That was fantastic. That was awesome. And it went perfectly with what Soccer was playing. So major shout out to Soccer tonight for playing the music. We might have to talk her into full sets next time. But yeah, thank you so much, Soccer. That was fabulous. I know we all enjoyed dancing to your live music. And everybody danced beautifully, regardless whether they're on video, live, their own music. This is a really great show. So thank you to all the dancers, Sakura, my beautiful co-host Paloma, and Hassani. And let's see, next show's June 28th. We will be doing more in July, so stay tuned. Those dates will be announced soon. We'll be taking a group picture, so don't go. Again, thanks to our lovely audience and everyone who supports us over the years, whether you're catching us live or on the replay. I know a lot of people catch us on YouTube after the fact, so because Saturday night's busy these days and that sort of thing. So we're really glad that you're with us. If you want to get to dance in one of our upcoming Haflas, get a hold of me. We have some spots open right now for June 28th, and so like I say, watch for July, and we will see you soon. So thanks again for being in the Global Village with us.
Hassani, I think you'll have to stop the live as well.